In the new era of corporate accountability, algorithms are held to the same standards as humans. But when compliance is automated, who ultimately signs off? For years, organizations asked a simple question: do we have an AI policy? Frameworks were created, training was delivered, governance programs were launched, and for a time, that seemed enough. The systems worked exactly as designed. Every approval was recorded. Every process was followed. Yet Emma couldn't ignore one quiet thought. The records showed what had happened, but not why. The more Emma looked, the more one pattern became impossible to ignore. Every decision had an outcome. Every approval had a record. But the reasoning behind those decisions still lived only in conversations. Months later, the approvals were still there. The records were complete. The timelines were intact. But when Emma tried to understand why one decision had been trusted, the answers were no longer there. The answers weren't missing. They had simply never been captured. The approvals explained what had been decided, but not the judgment that made the decision worth trusting. Emma realized the challenge wasn't preserving more information, it was preserving the right information. Not just the decision, but the thinking.
This stage requires human review.
That provides the necessary oversight.
The context and the human judgment that made it possible.
We must focus on building long-term trust.
The conversation was no longer about compliance, it was about confidence. Not simply proving that a decision was made, but ensuring every future leader could understand why it was trusted across the organization. The strongest organizations preserved more than decisions. They preserved the confidence behind them. Because trust is built long before questions are ever asked.
The data supports this direction.
I agree. It builds trust.
The future of AI governance won't be defined by better policies. It will be defined by better evidence. Because when every decision can be understood, trust becomes something organizations can preserve. Then, the future feels safe.